Mrs. Biden lived in this house with her family, Joe and James and Valerie, and her father her father built this house. That family lived here until we moved in here.
Yeah.
And Joe was about 10 years old when he moved.
Mom, when Joe Biden says Scranton values, you grew up here.
Indeed.
What does he mean? What is Scranton values?
Oh, they encompass an awful lot, but there's a list. You have to be truthful. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be kind to people. Courteous, take care of your neighbor, take care of your family. Everything was straight the family and then your neighbors. I remember my father one time. My sister was a young girl fresh out of college and she had a job in Philadelphia. My father got a call that she was having an emergency appendectomy and he had to go there. So he worked on the railroad, so he always had a pass. But he said to my mother, I don't know how we're going to afford this, but I have to go. And before he finished, he always talked about this. One of our neighbors, they were school teachers. Two of them lived together, two sisters. They were school teachers. And pretty soon one of them was at our door. And she handed my dad $500. He said, oh, I couldn't take that. She said, you will take that. And if you have any left over, bring it back. But take it. And he did. And he never forgot that. That's the way people cared for other people. Their problems was sometimes your problems. And that's the way my dad always said that.
What do you think it's going to mean if Joe Biden wins and he takes Scranton with him? What difference does it make? Why does it matter that he was from here?
I think it's an advantage that he was from here. He
Why?
has those values, and he talks about them all the time. His whole family is like that. This house, from what I hear about this house, people were always here, especially Sunday after Mass. They would come. His grandfather used to talk about politics in the kitchen, and his mother would have the ladies in there for tea and talk about everything.
How did you hear that?
Oh, well, one of the Bidens told me that story, and Joe always takes people to my kitchen because that's where he tells them the stories about the grandfather. So I heard those.
How many times has he been here?
I'm pretty sure it's 12 times. He knows everybody. I mean, he talks to everybody. He calls these people up when there's something's wrong with them. He knows enough to do that. He'll bleed with you. He'll sympathize with you. He has that empathy. It's everybody around here has that. But we want everybody to know that Scranton loves Joe as much as Joe loves Scranton.